Last week, we launched the Filipinos World, and we are so overwhelmed with the amount of positive feedback and viewership from all of you. We wish to thank your support, and we try to share inspiring stories or news relevant to the signs of times to the Filipinos world. And last December 10, 2020 was the Human Rights Day. And in that, there Miss Carrie Sommers, the Fashion Revolution founder, has this campaign for the clean clothes along with the 60 NGOs shaping legislation in Europe to ensure workers in the global garment industry are paid and do have a dignified working condition. And last December 10, 2020 marks the culmination of the 16-day campaign to end violence against women, or E-VAW, led by the United Nations Women Organization. We should be having a video from the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime, and we will watch this. Thank you, UNODC for the video. In the Filipinos world, we support the campaign to end any form of violence against women and girls. Since this pandemic and with the lockdown measures, countries around the world have seen alarming rise in violence against women, especially domestic violence. What happened after COVID-19 brings stories from women on front lines and the solutions to back. If you know someone suffered under domestic violence, please do not hesitate to inform us by sending email or hangout to thefilipinosworld@gmail.com, and we will connect to proper channel with care. We will be right back.
Mass at 4 a.m. for 9 straight days.
Singing carols in Tagalog, or well, trying to.
Enjoying festive treats such as puto bongbong and bibingka.
Picking out paroles,
which have been on sale since September. Yep, that's the Philippines for you. Christmas from September to January, pretty much.
You know the season starts once you hear Jose Marie Chan songs everywhere. It seems like more than any other holiday just because of the vibrant lights.
The get-together with loved ones. The amazing food that is served. The conversations and laughs along the way. Or even the generous gifts.
All of these play their part in creating amazing memories every single year.
Above all, Filipinos just love to give love.
Maligayang Pasko sa inyong lahat.
Welcome back. I'm every woman. It's all in me. Anything you want done, I'll do it naturally. That would have been the song from the late Whitney Houston. Let's see if such what describes best for a woman. This afternoon, we have a very high-profile woman who will talk about the era of women in power and women's participation in peace process. Let me introduce and read her bio, a short bio for us. She is Miss Samira Gutoc. She has worked in the array of stakeholders for more than 20 years as a journalist, speaker, consultant, environmentalist, trainer, woman and peace advocate. She was nominated as 2017 Inquire's Filipino of the Year for her expose on human rights in Marawi City. She was awarded as one of the 10 outstanding young men for sociocultural and youth development by the Junior Chamber International. She was also recognized as one of the 500 most influential Muslims by the Royal Islamic Strategic Studies Center in Jordan. And she was the key actor, a speaker, a lobbyist in pushing policies on gender and development, women and peace and security, and women in the Army and PNP. She is the key resource speaker or person in the Wall Street Journal, Washington Post, New York Times, and Al Jazeera TV, discussing about the evacuees' rights and humanitarian situation. She graduated communication and master in international studies in the University of the Philippines in Diliman, Quezon City. And she finished her law degree in Arellano School of Law and acquired a fellowship program at Oxford Center for Islamic Studies. Mga ka-TFW, please join me for a warm virtual welcome. Live here in the Filipinos world, Miss Samira Gutoc. Magandang hapon.
Hi, thank you, Agnes. Oo, dagang salamat. Hi, Danny.
Hello, Danny is with us though via virtual Zoom also, Ma'am Samira, and he should be coming in, but he's also watching with us. How are you?
Yes, okay. We're wonderful. We're here in Iligan City, in Mindanao. Surviving naman po. Nakasapong buwan na.
Okay, it's good to hear, and it's really a pleasure to see you here in the Filipinos world. And thank you so much for saying your yes to us despite your hectic schedule. All right. Can you hear me, Ma'am Samira? Can you? Is it so audible to you? Okay, right. As we go on, it seems like the world chooses women as leaders. I will be mentioning prominent women leaders of the world, and you may comment on. Kamala Harris, first Vice President-elect woman of color in USA. Your comment: has USA in the world embraced women, has power, and they can effect change?
Sparking idealism in us.
Yeah, okay, that's great. Jacinda Ardern, re-elected Prime Minister of New Zealand. She became the country's youngest Prime Minister for 150 years and the youngest female Prime Minister.
Action, results-oriented, really put into motion COVID response.
Right. Thank you. For Nancy Pelosi, the first female Speaker of the House in USA, and she said, and I quote, "It is a historic moment for Congress, an historic moment for the women of this country. It is a moment for which we waited for over 200 years." How powerful her words were for the women in the world.
Makahanap si Trump ng kanyang katapat against misogyny.
Right. Leni Robredo, Vice President of the Philippines, and she was quoted as saying, "The last man standing is a woman." Your personal view on her statement?
Very humble. She's a hardworking person. She's always starting low, but you never know what's low can be above.
Right. Samira Gutoc, what can you share about your advocacies in finding peace and actively campaigning for a peaceful means in Mindanao, especially the Bangsamoro Arm region in Muslim Mindanao?
Hi, thank you to the Filipinos worldwide. Syempre isa ako sa inyo na OFW family in a sense that in the 1970s Saudi oil boom, I grew up in that environment. I was born 15 years and raised 15 years sa Saudi. So alam ko po yung storya po ng mga paghahanap buhay ng ating mga kababayan to find greener pastures. And the story really na dinadala ko sa atin, Agnes, is the story of the Filipinos who for finding identity, finding their recognition, finding their place under the sun. Nawalan po sila ng properties, kanilang mga their properties and their lands because of throughout time the American doctrines of regalian doctrine, torrent system, na kailangan may titulo ka, you need to have titles to own, bear ownership sa lands mo. I know na makaka-relate ang Cagayan de Oro, Bukidnon, and Northern Mindanao with all this because it's really land that is about our katutubo, yung storya po ng mga katutubo. So just because they don't have titles or papers doesn't mean they don't have evidence of ownership. And that is an indigenous people's rights. That's a global ethnic right. It is a people's right to recognize the ethnic rights of our peoples with unique histories that were not colonized throughout time. So ang problema ngayon, Agnes, like a few days ago, may controversy dito sa Marawi that may mga so-called pinapaalis na daw sa kanilang mga houses sa areas na where they live kasi they live near the military areas. And the beyond the military areas pa daw is really military reservation. So this is by virtue of a 1930s order. So this is just an example, Ma'am Agnes, that we are actually, may legacy pa tayo ng mga dispossession, lands that were dispossessed of us, no? So parang American Indian stories. So we need to really look into their plight and multiply burdened not just by land dispossession issue and their identity, discrimination into the majority non-Muslim areas is the issue of climate change, where they left their homelands for and saw a diaspora, no, in the whole of the country, the Philippines, since the 1920s, 30s. The Mindanaoans, Bangsamoro Muslims at that, are in different parts of the country. They are vendors mostly, maliliit na mga, just put up an umbrella, put up a trapal around you, and you're already selling anything from toys to DVDs or whatever, just for your children to study in a public school wherever in the northern part of our country, in the Philippines. Dahil po sa poverty and conflict in Mindanao, doon na lang po sila pumunta sa northern part of our country. And yet, dahil hindi po sila butante doon, hindi po sila registered doon, wala po sila mga kaukulang minsan na mga masyadong financial contribution to the municipality, city, because they're just small-time vendors. Sometimes po na-discrimina pa sa ayuda. So these, Agnes, are the realities of not just about displacement from conflict, displacement from war, displacement from their lands, but also displacement from God-made disasters, Typhoon Ulysses, Typhoon Rolly, and Taal volcano pa in January sa Batangas. So napaka sad po, and it's upon us on this day, ending the 18-day violence against women, that ina-acknowledge po natin that the violation against one is the violation to all. The discrimination against one is the discrimination to all. Multiply burden lalo pa ang isang ina na Bangsamoro or katutubo dahil sa kailangan niya maghanap ng paraan, kailangan niya maghanap pag wala yung asawa na pwede pong nag-underground o kung saan sa napunta. Kawawa naman po ang mga kababaihan in the multifaceted realities na magpakain sa kultura, kasi lahat dapat, pati may sakit, she doesn't have the luxury to get sick.
If I may have just asked, I'm so curious. You've been doing a lot of things, helping people left and right. Where are you getting that kind of courage and strength?
Ma'am Agnes, I mean, like you lang naman na I grew up in this OFW community siguro as a child na nakita ko si father who was consul, na yung bahay namin po puno ng tao, then may mga OFWs who are running away from their bosses. So parang mga sanay na po ako bilang bata to wala po ako matulugan minsan na espasyo sa sala kasi nga punong-puno ng tao at bisita ang bahay namin sa Saudi Jeddah. And then syempre, this is the place, no, 1970s, 80s, na pinakamarami pong OFWs ang Saudi Arabia. So I think I got that public service maybe from the upbringing that my father and mother showed me.
Okay, thank you for that. And it's very inspiring to know of, the resilience, the strength coming from a woman like you, Miss Samira Gutoc. I should be knowing a lot of things, though, but I know that you're still holed up with other events. So thank you so much. And any last few words to our viewers in the Filipino world, especially the women?
Alam niyo po, ang struktura po ng injustisya ay throughout time naman po, hindi lang po sa kababaihan, kundi sa iba't ibang mga vulnerable sektor. So when you talk about, balik probinsya, isipin naman po natin kung talagang pwedeng ibalik probinsya. I mean, everyone wants to go back home. Pero ano po ang babalikan? We remembering sa Zamboanga, the Halaws, they have to go back to Malaysia dahil wala pong ang hanap buhay na naghihintay sa bar Bangsamoro. So to all the Filipinos in the worldwide, it is through media, it is through these platforms na lalo pang napapag-igting yung ating damayan, ang ating kabayanihan. I am so grateful to Agnes for bringing me to this platform na first time maybe to reach out to the OFW community through our radio and through our YouTube or through our social media, that I can reach out to you, that I am one of you. Isa ako sa ating mga nasa liblib noon ng mundo, pero I had to get back to my identity as a Filipina just so that I can also find my core and find to fore my service to our Filipinos. Maraming salamat po. At salamat po sa Damayan.
Maraming salamat. Miss Samira Gutoc, Tumawis, live from Marawi City. And thank you so much. Isang pagpupugay po galing dito sa The Filipinos World. Good afternoon.
Thank you po.
Thank you so much. That was Miss Samira Gutoc Tumawis, live from Marawi City. She's the Peace, Environment, and Women Advocate, a multi-awarded woman too. Okay, before we go for a break, I would like to greet the National Geographic Traveler based in UK for celebrating their 10 years anniversary. Time check now is 4:23 in the afternoon. And time is brought to you by Pacific Diet USA in Islander, Global Women Club Manila, Filipina Women Network, Philippine Ambassador Gary Domingo to New Zealand, Barangay OFW, Ako OFW, OFW Global Coalition and Development. We will be right back.
You are a Filipino. I am a Filipino. In us runs the same blood inherent in our hearts. I live here, you live there. We live where our spirit unites us one. You, I, we are the Filipinos world.
Hello, this is Owen Sanchez and I'm from Dubai, and I would like to congratulate the Filipino world for the launching of their first television show that reached out globally, and I hope that they'll be able to inspire a lot of Filipinos and a lot of viewers that who could possibly get some inspiration coming from this television show. Hope to see you soon.
Many of you, as I have been, as I am, are where you are in your life based upon what you believe. And it's not just what you think you believe on the surface, it's also your shadow beliefs that are holding you back from moving into the life that you believe you deserve. What I know is if you're not looking at the shadows, if you're not looking at what is subconsciously running through the tape in your mind, telling yourself you're not good enough, you're not worthy enough, you're not smart enough, you're not enough, which is a tape that's playing for a lot of people. If you're not conscious of that, then you end up acting out of that belief system and not out of what you know to be the truest or want to be the truest for yourself. But you don't become what you want, because so much of wanting is about living in the space of what you.
All right, welcome back, and you're still watching Live Us here in the Filipinos World. Now I have the pleasure to introduce to you live from Dubai my co-host Danny. Danny, how are you? Are you there? Good afternoon.
PFW Agnes, I'm very good. I'm very good.
Welcome. Now
I
finally
wake up
you're
a bit
here.
late.
Yeah. Okay.
That's nice to hear from you.
Nice
And
to see you.
that was from Miss Ofra Winfrey, and a good pointer. You don't become what you want if you don't believe in yourself. I like that, Agnes.
Right. Okay. So, yeah, Dan, you might want to share something. A lot of women over the world are struggling during this pandemic, much so that they are taken out from the equation, right? And how
Yes.
they can still be in the subtlest situation due to the vulnerable situation and responsibilities. Do you agree?
Yes, because this pandemic actually taught us a lot, and more especially to women becoming resilient and standing still despite of the situation. Today afternoon, I have the honor to share with you a pre-recorded interview with one of the most influential Filipina women in the world. That's Miss Owen Sanchez. Let's watch this. Good day, mga ka-TFW, the Filipino world. This is your host, Johnny, and welcome to my first episode of the Filipino world. I'm live here in Dubai, and would like to interview one of the 2018 most influential women of the world. And her story is very inspiring. If I'm going to read you all the qualifications and all the achievements of this strong woman, I can say. And the awards goes like she's been the outstanding professional in 2012, and she became the exemplary HR professional award in 2017, and as what I mentioned earlier, being one of the 100 most influential Filipino women in the world in 2018. And she's been awarded as the Global Ambassador HR Expertise Professional Awardee and the 2018 Global Peace Humanitarian Seal. And also, a 2018 APIC International Excellence Citations Gold Medalist. And not only that, she's like awarded also as Woman of Integrity and Dangal ng Bayan or Pride of the Country in 2018 as well. And 2018 Sagisag ng Kababayan or Symbol of Womanhood. And she's been also awarded as Outstanding Asians Achiever and Icon in 2018. And 2018, she got Leadership Excellence Award in Professional Business Management Advocate. And also, she's been awarded as in Sigma for International Asia Pacific Excellence Citations 2018. So, I'd like to introduce to you Miss Owen Sanchez. Good day.
Hi.
Thank you very much for coming.
Oh, thank you. It's my pleasure.
Right for the season.
Wow. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas too.
I love it. Thanks a lot. Yeah. Oops. Let's put them
Very
here.
good.
Thank you.
So here we go. How are you doing?
I'm fine. Thank you.
Thanks for driving out here.
Yeah, I know.
And I'm going to go straight to the next to the questions.
No problem. Yes.
I know you're going to be very prepared on this.
Wow.
And I have a few questions actually that
Sure.
I'm going to be asking. You have been, being like studying in different universities. I know the achievements from E-VAW. You've been to UST, Ateneo, Orlando University, and Stanford University.
That's right.
With all those kind of achievements and, diplomas, why you choose to work in Dubai?
Well, I should say this is some kind of a destiny, yes. When I graduated in University of Santo Tomas and I got the bachelor's degree for travel and tourism management, and that course itself will gonna lead me to different countries. Yes. Then after that, I've got the opportunity to become the ambassador of the Philippines in Taiwan. That's 1992 after my graduation. 1992 and Taiwan, Japan, where I'm able to promote the Philippines as a destination at the time. I've been the assistant for the 5th ASEAN Trade Promotion Forum. That's my first job, I could say. And then I was hired by the Philippine Airlines as a flight crew. And that itself is a flying crew. So I've been to different destinations and different places in the Philippines. And coming to Dubai is not a plan, basically. So there's some kind of a situation in my life that I really have to choose. Do I have to stay in the country, in the Philippines, or should I be going abroad? So it's all been into a journey, and I was able to get the job I was offered. If I remember it correctly, my interview was in the Westin Westin Hotel. Yeah.
It's in Mindasha, maybe.
Yeah, no, that's in the Philippines at the time, and then it goes as it is. They phoned me. They said I got the job, and they were gonna have my visa in 1 week. So I'm quite surprised. Yeah, ready to fly in, and my mom was like, she said, "Are you sure it's real? Maybe it's fake, you know?" So then I said, "No, I don't think that it's fake." So I've seen my visa, and then they said, "Okay, this is your ticket." And luckily, the ticket that I have was from Filipina Airlines at that time. Yeah, I said Filipina Airlines going to UAE. So I can say that my life in Dubai since 1994. Yeah, 1994 when I first landed here. So don't calculate my age after that. That's for sure. I've been here June, so basically 26 years right now. And my first job was in J.R. McDermott at the time. That's in Jebel Ali. And I think most of the Filipinos dream of working in a free zone authority, in where there was no ban, because that was the time that they have to put, you know, when you transfer and move to another company, there's going to be 6 months ban. So I haven't experienced that. And fortunately, I got married as well in 1995. So it's a tough time for me because I have to make my decision. I really want to go back home. I want to see my family.
So become a plain housewife, or
no, not at all. And then, of course, the only thing that my parents asked was to get married. You know, 1995. Is it this band or that man or whatever? But there really are planned to have, of course, to see me with my own family. Yeah. So yes, I got married in 1995 December. I got my first child 1996. Well, it basically coming to Dubai is not a plan, and I had flourished my career here. I did my master's degree in Orlando University. I traveled to the States to do and perform my dissertation. And I'm so thankful to my university in the Philippines, UST, my alma mater. Thankfully, academically, I became successful. I graduated cum laude.
Yeah,
and yes, with flying colors. And when I graduated in Orlando University, I graduated magna cum laude. So, yes, it wasn't been easy, but I have my goals in life, and my main aim is your only passport to any countries and to any work that you have is your academic standards, you see. And definitely all Filipinos could relate on to me that we are not Western educated, we are not, we are not
English is not our first language.
True, and basically most of the nationalities that they have gone to aboard level are mostly Westerner,
yes.
Yeah, not a brown like us. So the only thing that you have to equip yourself and is your education.
Yeah, but seeing that now you were able to conquer the market.
Oh yes, I've been very blessed on that. I could say my success is not because of my skills. It's because of the grace of God.
I agree.
This is what I can say. Yeah.
Thank God.
Yes.
And you have been awarded as the most influential woman of the world in 2018 in London, United Kingdom.
Yes.
So how would you translate this into your personal actions for women to become as one, as almost the same as you are?
Well, every woman has their own potential to flourish. It's just the way how they have to carry themselves.
Yes.
And how they will be able to project. And basically, it's just that, and how confident are they to be able to conquer the fear that they have, and to be able to see themselves successful.
That's right. I
And
agree with you.
for me, if you have your advocacy, you've got your goals in life, you can be at anyone to be.
You want it to be.
Yeah, you want it to be, and it's not very difficult. I can say that no individual was born dumb or was born intelligent immediately.
Yes.
That you have to persevere. Yeah, you have to persevere. You have to be more of yourself, that you have to dedicate to do the things that you really want.
I
mean,
with that.
as they say, if you would like to be like that, you have your ways. But if you do not want to be, or you have too many alibis. Yeah.
That sounds very challenging.
Yes, that's true. That's true. But for me, I have an Excel sheet of my life. I have goals, and I always put a timeline. At this age, I should be like this.
It's a goal-setting process.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, I am. And then if I reach this age, I should be on this level now. Yeah. I remember it correctly that I said to myself, at the age of 35, I should be a manager of a big multinational company. And I'm able to do that.
To achieve that.
Yes, yes,
your goal.
yes.
You have been a successful HR professional for many years in having a good network and connections. How do you, affect action-oriented women conveying this kind of spirit to women, especially for women in Dubai and maybe in the whole world?
Yeah, human resources, this is my passion. And I've been, thanks for the organization that I have been a member to, became an officer as well. And my human resources experience, I owe that to one person. It is my HR director who passed away at the time of my birthday.
Filipina as well?
No, he's a South African. And he had sent me to different training schools. And when you are in Abbott Laboratories, the training ground is very, very solid.
And very tough.
Yes, very tough. And to get in is not easy as well.
Yeah.
And if I remember it correctly, this is the company who had been able to give me the opportunity to become who I am right now. And go to different departments, discover myself, and being able to say that yes, human resources is the field that I would like to concentrate and I would like to be known for.
Yes,
And
so you're saying that you want to bring out the best in you.
that's correct.
On that
So
side.
that's 2000 when I've started to become a human resources practitioner certified in the UAE. And I am the only one that time who was used to be a US certified.
qualified one.
Yeah, a qualified one.
That's
And
good.
that's because of Abbott Labs, and that's because of Franz Robert.
And because of your education.
Yeah, and thanks very much. I mean, I know that he's in heaven, but I owe him a lot of what I am right now. He had given me a lot of the training and the exposure. Yeah, he had introduced me to different networks, and this is the reason why I'm here. I could say that I've been the baby of the placement agency. So yeah, blessed. I'm blessed.
Status and
Yeah, that's correct.
manpower pooling.
Yes.
Tremendous things.
Right now, I'm still
Functions.
holding that position. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
So if you are going to look at the scenario now, everyone is struggling and with the present economic conditions that we are facing right now.
Right.
So what are your hopes for other Filipino in Dubai who are struggling in many aspects? It can be financially or work-related, whatever, in order for them to survive and still to be, look good and healthy.
Wow. Thank you very much for that. It's just yourself. You have to maintain the positivity in you.
Yeah. Sorry to you get that home.
So I can say that, yeah. But I have everybody's surprised, and I'm proud to be turning 50 next year.
You don't look like.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I've got my eldest 25 years old and my youngest is 18. So I'm proud to say that I'll be welcoming the golden, golden years of my life. I've been very thankful and I've been very blessed that I'm aging gracefully. You see,
with lots of experiences to share with people.
Yes, I could impart really a lot of my experiences in anything. I've been a life coach for quite some time. I groom individual whom I could see a real good potential, and I can also be a good mentor on how you will be able to maintain the beauty in you and with good rapport in the market. Women, you just have to be strong.
You need to be strong.
Yeah, you need to be strong. You need to be empowered. And of course, the most important is you have to persevere on what the things that you really want to do to your life. I mean, all of this can be achievable. It's achievable. It's nothing impossible that you cannot.
It's a matter of mind.
Yeah, it's a mindset. It's a mindset that you really have to do. Yeah.
That's good.
It's called sapping as well.
Any advice for those women actually watching out there?
Oh.
Stay healthy and, as mentioned earlier, beautiful.
Yeah, actually they said you have to have the real good sleep, but I don't have that. I've been very, very busy, to be honest. Yeah, they said, yes, of course, the vitamins, especially right now, COVID time, really have to make sure that, but I would like them to put an encouragement to themselves and have the proper regime of exercise. Even though how busy you are, please set up a day that you can still do the yoga, because I don't do some really strenuous activities, but yoga can help. Yeah, I've been doing that until now.
To keep your body balanced.
Yeah, that's correct. And eat healthy. I eat little. They call me a bird because I eat some.
Little maybe with varieties.
Yeah, with varieties and different timings.
I saw your posting.
Yes.
Following you.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you very much for gracing the occasion, Miss Owen.
It's my pleasure, and thank you very much for inviting me. And thank you for having me here in the Filipino world. I congratulate you for this first pilot episode, and you've had chosen me to be the first episode to be shown on television and for the televiewers. I hope that I'm able to inspire individuals with my story and with all the the information that you had, that I'm able to partake with you. I hope that you will have more fruitful and beneficial, inspiring telecasts to everybody in the whole world. It is indeed my pleasure to be here, and thank you so much for inviting me.
I would like to thank our venue, those who did to Ken's Hotel, and of course for our videographers, Jong Francisco and team. So thank you very much for having us here.
And for me, I would like to thank, of course,
Thank you so much. That was Miss Owen Sanchez together with Danny, live from Dubai, United Arab Emirates. Okay, Dan would like to thank Jung Francisco and Andy as the videographers. Miss Owen would like to thank for her hair and makeup, Maui Payudina, and for her dress, Morgan Gatu, her sponsors for her shoes and bag, Jor and Coach. Hi, Dan. That was a good interview from Miss Owen Sanchez.
Thank you very much, Kathy E-FW Agnes. And if I were to ask you, how's the situation in the Philippines right now?
Well, it's all restricted. We can't move around. But anyways, the weather is fine and still breathing with hope. It is very inspiring to hear a woman like Miss Owen Sanchez still have that strength and power during this very fragile situation. To all our Filipino women all over the world, we wish you to stand still and become stronger. This too shall pass.
Yes, indeed, Agnes. And we salute to all the women in the world and for how they are made themselves stronger and overcome these challenging situations or challenging life situation.
Yes, indeed.
So, all right, mga ka-TFW, for your suggestions and comments, I'd like you to, or feedbacks, please get in touch with our email, thefilipinoworld@gmail.com. And you may also follow us in Instagram or our social media pages, Facebook and YouTube channel, The Filipino World. And if you become to be one of our sponsors, please send us your intent via email, thefilipinoworld@gmail.com.
Right. Thank you so much for that, Danny. And I would like to greet a belated happy birthday to my co-host, Danny.
Thank you so
Happy
much.
birthday to you. That was yesterday. And, may you have more life to come, more blessings and more gigs and more consultancies. And that wishes is coming
Wow.
from here.
Yeah, that's
Thank-
very interesting part of my stay here, actually. in Dubai.
Right. And also
lot
belated
of
happy
projects
birthday,
ahead.
Dan, to Miss Rachel Palistica. She's watching right now. She's one of the authors that we wish to interview in one of the coming days, maybe 2021. And I would like to greet Dr. Andrew Navin. He's watching right now from London. Thank you so much for watching. Okay, the Filipinos World. By next week, we'll have its episode 3, and it will be about the new normal Christmas, and maybe have a sharing on the Department of OFW. Will it be the Christmas gift by our current administration? We have our guest, Miss Sabrina Artade. She was the former Binibining Pilipinas World 1985, and her segment is titled Sabrina and Her Glam Healthy Lifestyle. And of course, Mount Mom, they've been together for 33 years, and they will speak about their reunion as friends in the new normal setup. And Kavenely Gospel Live from Saudi Arabia will also be discussing about the Department of OFWs. So please stay tuned with us, and we bring these stories and inspiration to the Filipinos world.
Before me and Agnes is going to be saying goodbye, let us watch this Christmas video.